hello. So I wanted to make a whole course, a very detailed, long, huge thing with a separate video for each thing, but that will take a while. And I want it to be perfect. I want it to be the most accurate with a lot of details. So while we wait for that, I'm gonna make like a short crash course, just so we know what to practice until your first lesson with me. So give these things about a week. We're gonna go over all of that. I might say things that you might have heard that are wrong, or you might have never heard, and that's okay. So I understand. I learned a lot from YouTube as well before, and then I tried it with students and it wasn't working, and I was trying it with myself. Like, it would work for like about a week, but then you'd keep doing it and then it would get worse. Like, it would make you deteriorate, like something was happening. So these exercises that I will be introducing today, they do not have this effect. And you can do them at home correctly. The problem with the other exercises that I've tried as well from YouTube a lot, they target a specific thing and they help you just fix that one little thing. They don't give you the full picture of where you're going, what it should be, how it should look like. And you keep doing that one thing and it will push your voice in the complete opposite direction. So for a little bit it might work great, but if you keep doing it, it won't, and it will actually, it can actually hurt you. So instead, with these exercises, since some of you may not even ever come to a lesson, I am aware of that. You can send me recordings, or you can just study at home and wait for the course, I guess, or just do what I say from here. These exercises are easy to keep track of, and you can also send recordings. That's a thing as well. Like, I had to stop watching YouTube stuff, and I had to do something else because that wasn't working. And it's not just the YouTube, it's a lot of things on the internet. And everyone is gonna be like, oh yeah, everyone says it wrong. Well, yeah, sure, I'm one of them, one of those, I guess. But in my experience, I've really focused on removing tension, all sorts of tension from the throat. Nothing should ever be working on the neck, like anything like this or like this, anything on the neck. No, we're not living with that. Any discomfort, we have to delete that. So leave the discomfort. We're gonna have to leave discomfort behind the door. We don't need that. It's only stopping us. So I really focused on that, and that led me to a very strong chesty sound, even though I wasn't aiming for it. I was just aiming for something comfortable. And then I found what the best singers are doing, and you don't have to practice for tens of years to get it. So let's just focus on tensionless singing, and efficiency will come, and the sound will also come. So don't worry about the tone. The tone will be awful in the beginning, and that's completely fine. If you're an alien, and you just got this body, you're like, I don't know how to use this, right? Tell me. So this is kind of that. This is a crash course of how to use your voice efficiently without pain, strain, and so that you can use it for throughout the whole day without losing your voice, but also sing the whole day without losing your voice. So yelling is out of the picture, and actually chest voice is usually very tense for us. So we're actually leaving that for the lowest notes below G3 and above G3. I know G3, you're like, what do you mean G3? This is G3. So we're not flipping to head voice at G4. That's way too late. You're gonna have so many problems already. The moment you bring chest voice above, especially D4, but even from above G3, it can get very tense. That's regardless of your voice type, of your habits, anything. For most people, transition at around G3. I transition at around G3. You might transition sometimes. Actually, lower voices, like really low voices, I've noticed, sometimes they transition at A sharp 3, or other times they transition at E3. It really depends. And I've also seen someone transition at C3, like head voice above C3, chest voice below. I know that sounds crazy, and that's okay. I do my thing, you do yours. Try it out. If you don't like it, don't do it. But give it an honest try, and ask me questions. If something is crazy, something is weird, ask. Come to a lesson. Free lessons. The limit is 1 30-minute lesson per week, but usually the way I give these things, the homeworks, they give within 1 to 2 weeks of, like, you need 1 to 2 weeks of practice, and then you can come back. So we do the next step, and within a month or 2 months we will have all the steps together, and you'll have your mix, voice, whatever, just coordinated, everything working. And we're not, but you need to keep coming. You need to keep asking questions, because I will not be giving every single step, and I also need to ensure that you're doing things correctly in order to do the next step. So today I'm only going to give you the first step, which is the first week or two, depending on how much you practice and your starting position. If you have an unusually low voice, please come to a lesson. There are specific exercises, these as well, yes, but there are a few more exercises. And please bring your straw with halfway dipped into water. That will help us a lot. And if you have a very low voice, just do that for 5 to 7 minutes at the beginning, like just up and down, slides, scales, songs, whatever you want. Just flip between chest and head voice, so that we get them to be a bit closer happening, and try to keep the bubbles about the same. Like, for example, like do an E4 or F4, and then do the same air with chest voice on EF3, and then EF2. So same air as the falsetto, as the high falsetto, on the bubbles and without the bubbles. That's for low voices. But anyway, the things today are also for low voices. But you get it. Okay. So, we have a lot to do, but I will try to keep this short and as detailed as possible. And I know you might not watch the whole video, and that's fine too. But yeah, please ask questions after you watch the video, but do write them down. Like, write your concerns as they are happening, so that I can answer them. Okay, so what is the goal? What is the final goal? Of a chesty sounding falsetto. So your falsetto can sound chestier than chest voice, because chest voice is usually very tense. So that tension is holding our resonance back. So instead, with falsetto, it's much more easier to relax. It might be tense because you might be using the same tension for chest voice, applying it to falsetto. Yeah, it's not gonna work. So chest voice operates, like the way we bring chest voice up, and the way we most of us use chest voice is through tension. So we have to like squeeze a little bit, like, a little bit of a squeeze. Please don't do it. Please don't ever do that. But if you happen to know what I'm talking about, that is the complete opposite of how falsetto works. So if you've ever seen like, oh, head voice mix, whatever, you have to mix it through head voice, and it doesn't happen, and you gave it, like, you tried it for so long and it didn't work, you're applying what worked chest voice to falsetto. It's not gonna work. You have to release this tension. So the way to release this tension, I do have an exercise for that, but it is unsafe to do at home. So please come to a lesson if your falsetto isn't like as relaxed as it could be. So we're looking for something floppy, something very hooty, something light. So anything like this. So like a Disney princess, we're looking for that, and we're gonna make that once we add the resonant vowels, the resonant tongue shapes, and we're gonna practice those for this 1-2 weeks until our lesson. Once we add those, we will experience a boost in resonance, and we're gonna make the falsetto sound chesty. But what is this voice? This is a lowered soft palate, fully lowered with the uvula. And I know everyone's like, oh, lift your palate. Well, I don't care. We will lift it with the vowels. We're not gonna lift the soft palate directly. So we're gonna lift it indirectly. So for you, the knob for the soft palate is always fully 100% down, and we will lift the soft palate with the tongue position, which we will be preparing for. So once you come to the lesson or ask questions, please come to a lesson. It will be much easier to work with. Camera is super important because I can see what's happening, and also we can communicate better. So there's always that. So once you come to the lesson, we will add the resonant vowels, which will lift the palate, but the uvula will stay dangling and down. There's a study by Brian Gill and Sundberg about we need the palate slightly lowered. So how do we get that? That is how. We rely on the vowels. That's not what they teach, but they do the nose inflation, which we will be doing. For anyone doubting me, I've been teaching since 2019. I've completed the New York Vocal Coaching teacher training course. I've learned from Aliki Trio, the best anatomy person ever. She's a distortion teacher. She's incredible. She's my current teacher. Everything is happening also thanks to her. Like, she's given me a bit more anatomical understanding of what I'm doing. And this book is great. By the way, so it's a good book. Theodore Demon, Anatomy of the Voice. It's a nice book. So go get it. This is just for the voice enthusiasts. I never intended to be a teacher. I just wanted to fix my voice, and my voice was really not working. I went to about 20 teachers, like big and small, local and online, anywhere and everywhere, and they couldn't help me fix my tension issues, so I had to start figuring out anatomy on my own and finding something that helped me. And then once I did, I wanted to share that. I felt the urge to share it with others. And because my family is kind of has some teachers and pedagogues in it, I kind of was already kind of good at teaching, but that just happened. So I really just enjoy when I see someone being happy from something that hasn't been working for a while, and they try with me, and they try it and they learn it, and they're like, oh my god, that's working. That you helped me for like 5 minutes. How did that, like, yeah. So for me, if there is a tension existing, I have it. I used to have it. I don't have it anymore because I've worked on my voice, but if there was a tension, I had it. So if you're struggling with a particular type of tension, jaw, tongue, whatever, larynx going too high, whatever else, inhalation tension, a lot of it, I can help. I also have hypermobility, so I can help people with hypermobility, general joint hypermobility. Like, if you can do stuff like that, that's hypermobility. If you have problems with flat feet, I can help you with that as well. Acid reflux, postnasal drip, any health problems, I can probably have some insight on, because I also have had those things. But then, where's my thing? But then I fixed it. So through experimenting, I fixed it on my own without. And I went to a lot of doctors, and they were like, "Oh, here's a pill." So I experimented on my own without pill, and I found something that worked, and it has been helping others. So ask questions about your health, about your voice. I didn't. All of this, like, my approach and my technique happened because I wanted to remove tension from my voice, and then it just that became like an actual very, like, quick way, an efficient way to get to the most efficient, easy sound, what the best singers are doing. And I did not expect that, so I'm just really focusing on tensionless singing, and that just led to other things. So this was never my intention to teach either, but I really enjoy it, and that's also why I do it for free, because I think everyone should have access to this, to tensionless singing and speaking. So if you have problems speaking without tension, this will be very useful as well. Like, producing a sound or even breathing without tension might be hard. I'll try my best, and we can figure out what works for you. I'm not saying I know everything, but I have experience with a lot of problems because I've had them, and I fixed them in myself. So do ask. Alright, back to the main video. My technique, my approach to the voice is the most efficient for all genres except opera. So in opera, in like no microphone opera, they have to inhale very low, but we're not gonna be inhaling very low. We don't need the low inhalation. It's much easier to control the breath higher, which works for all other genres. All other genres, just opera. We just don't do opera. And the way we're playing around with resonance, again, it's not going to be the way exactly opera singers do it. So again, that is the difference. They're very different. Okay. So the falsetto. If it feels uncomfortable, if it sounds squeezed, do come to a lesson so we release it. Like, just let me know. Like, hey, I can't even like start the chorus because my falsetto is squeezed and it's like not working. Something like this. It might sound something like that. So instead it has to be whoo and he, so something like that, or can be a little bit operatic. That's fine too. But we're looking for that. And that's fine if it doesn't sound like that. You can send a recording if you're unsure if it's squeezy or not. Just make sure it's comfortable, and when you do falsetto, nothing on your neck goes in like that or anything similar. And let's jump into the exercises. First of all, inhalation, like I said, we don't need to inhale super low. Actually, we need up here. So when you dance, when you run, when you swim, we're inhaling up here. The lungs are here, the side ribs are here. We need to expand the diaphragm, which is up here, side ribs, and chest. So if you inhale like in the low belly, when you inhale to about 60-70%, you're gonna feel like a pressure here. So we don't want to feel this pressure. We want to inhale above that. So aim higher. And let's feel the first feeling. So let's inhale through the fingers, through a stop sign. So bring your fingers together. Don't inhale like this. Bring them together really close and try to block the air. It's going to take a while to inhale through your mouth this way, but bear with me. Take your time. So let's do it together. Again, aim here, 360, chest. We're not talking about lifting the shoulders. That is what we don't want, of course. But we do want to inhale here. This will expand. This will go up. That's fine. Side ribs. Make sure they're working. If they're not working, let me just stand up to show you. You have to fix your pelvic tilt this way. So forward. Tuck your butt inwards. And that should fix your side ribs. If you have this issue, please do daily posture exercises, morning and evening, please, so that you can start breathing better for your life, not just for singing. Upper belly and chest. Let's inhale through the fingers. So we're stopping the air and we are really pulling on the air, and you're going to feel the side ribs. %, yeah, something like that. So again, if you don't feel it high, try it up to 3 times. Well, not up to 3 times, sorry, try it at least 3 times, because if you do it once and it doesn't work out, you're then gonna be like, oh, it doesn't work for me. No, 3 tries. Okay, so anything in this crash course, give it 3 tries and then say it doesn't work, because usually on the first and second try it's kind of iffy, but then on the third one it happens. So 3 tries for everything. You can stop the video at any point and do that. So inhaling higher, cool. So we inhaled with this maybe like 100%. So for singing, obviously we won't need 100%, because then it's hard to control all of this air. So instead, for singing, we need like about 70, 75, 80%, something like that. And you inhale, let's say 75. For the vocal line on the lip trill, whatever, you will use about, let's say 30, 40%. You won't inhale another 70. Or don't exhale all the way and then inhale 70. Like, just inhale this that you just used. You don't need another big breath. You just need to keep this pressure that we will feel today. So just enough to find the pressure. So what is the pressure? Let's feel it. Let's make sure we feel it 100%, and then we're going to reduce it. But We need a hint of that pressure, which is somewhere here and into the side ribs. So let's feel it. Let's inhale another 100% from this, and let's just hold our breath. We're gonna hold our breath for like 30 seconds. Let me get my timer. We're gonna hold our breath for literally, you should be able to go longer than 30 seconds, but 30 seconds, if you die at 30 seconds, by the way, please be safe. But if you're like at 30 seconds, we have work to do. Maybe more cardio for you. Maybe if you're in shape and it's still like weird, do it more. Be safe about it. Wim Hof breathing might be, maybe. Be safe, please. You're at home. I'm not a doctor. Talk with your doctor about stuff. But if you are at 30 seconds and you're like, oh yeah, I can go for like way longer, that's great. So that's perfect. So let's do 30 seconds of holding our breath. We're going to inhale 100% and hold our breath for 30 seconds. And I'm going to put the timer up here somewhere on the screen. And you will be holding your breath while I'm yapping, while I'm talking, while I'm breathing. Yeah. Okay. So let's inhale together, and I'll show you when to hold. Make sure you're not holding here. Make sure you're not doing the. Make sure that this is open and like this is basically you'd be holding your breath with here. So this will stay expanded, and you'll keep it in. So you can move like 1%, like inhale, exhale, like literally 1%, barely any movement, just to make sure that this is open. So anyway, literally 1%, like not, yeah, no, barely movement, but just tiny movement to make sure that it's open. Let's do the inhalation. And now you're holding your breath. Cool. So notice where it is. For a lot of people, it's here. Some feel here. Make sure you don't feel the block here, which we talked about. We inhale higher. Okay, so while you're holding, keep holding 15 more seconds. We need this on a very quiet S after this. So we're going to do that together as well. And again, we need it for about 30 seconds. So this is the baseline, the maximum support. Okay, you can breathe. The maximum support feeling. But we don't need like maximum like holding the breath. But support is about keeping the air in. It's not about squeezing things out. So there will be no major squeezing when we support stuff, when we're singing. So regarding the squeeze, let me put this into perspective. If 1 and 0 is like a whisper, if 0 is a whisper and breathing, 10 is a plank and a sneeze and a cough, then singing, the lightest well-supported resonant sound, relaxed, would be a 1, and then a belting would be a 3. I know, wow, belting, that's crazy. So singing should be easy. If singing is hard, something is wrong. Singing should be easy. So this was the inhalation. You feel the pressure, holding the air. This is the feelings that we are going for. But that was 100%. So let's inhale a bit less, and this will be less, but there will be like a small hint of the feeling. It will be uncomfortable. Like the first times when we inhale to 100%, yes, it was slightly uncomfortable. We won't be singing with that discomfort. We just need a hint of it, like barely any. So let's inhale and hold the S. So we're gonna inhale again. 70, 80%. We don't need the fingers anymore. Inhale into the same spaces without the fingers. Through nose and mouth. We don't have enough time to inhale only through the nose. So nose and mouth for singing in between lines. And eventually you can do it quickly, and that's all the air you need. But for now, you can do it a bit slower just because this is new. If you forgot what this showed you, do it again. This will help you find the right places. And again, we don't need 100%. So let's feel that. So let's inhale 75, 70%, 80, whatever works. Just as much as we need to feel the pressure. It could be 60. Yeah. You don't need a big breath, but it has to be higher. It doesn't have to be low. That's for opera singing. Okay, so let's inhale again and then hold the S. I'm gonna count another 30 seconds. So, and it's not gonna be, it has to be very quiet, like very the softest baby snake, tiny little. So you're keeping it out here. You keep going. So I just keep talking. So again, quiet, soft. You're not controlling it with how much you squeeze here or here. You're controlling it with how much you keep this expanded and staying out. And there's no shoving, no squeezing. Okay. That is awesome. You can stop. So if you made it to 30 seconds with an S and you could have gone for longer, perfection. So if not, we have work to do. But anyway, so once we have that, once you add your voice on the S, you might do like 15, and that's fine. 15-20 seconds would be fine as well. But we want to have the nasal resonance. We want to lower the soft palate so we can later like lift it. So lowering the soft palate gives us more relaxation. It allows the vocal folds to flap more efficiently, and it actually brings them closer together. So we get a chestier sound from lowering the soft palate. How cool. So really cool stuff. There's science behind it. Yeah. Anyway, so that S we have to now combine with the nose inflation. So what is the nose inflation? Let me zoom in on myself. When you pinch your nose, send a bit of air into it as if to pop your ears. Hello? Is that a bit too close? That's a little... Okay, that's fine. So don't pop your ears, but you will feel literally the nose inflating. Literally. So let's make it inflate like this on an S. Great. Okay. If it doesn't work on an S, try a like shushing. Or if that doesn't work, try an F. And if that doesn't work, try a V. It should work on all of these. See on which ones of these four it's the easiest for you, and we will use that. So I will be calling it S, but you can use whatever works for you. Usually S, sh, or f work the best, depending on the person, depending on how you do the S and the others. So whatever works, whatever got you the nose inflation. And let's do the same thing. We're gonna hold the breath, with the S with nose inflation. So another 20-30 seconds. Again, it should be around 20-30 seconds. If it's way less, yeah. If you can go more, perfect. Don't go more. We just need 30 seconds, like a minimum amount. So let's do it together. Inhale into the higher places, and then and it's again very light, very quiet, very soft S. It's not a no. If your ears pop, you're shoving too much air, too much pressure. You don't need more air to inflate the nose. So actually you can just relax and keep it light. It will still inflate. So again, inflating the nose, you don't need to shove more air. It's not about more air, it's about opening something in the back over here, the soft palate. But anyway, that was 30 seconds. Cool. I hope you're well. I hope you're following. And then we're gonna add voice. So try it a few times without even doing seconds here. Keep the nose too close. Okay. Keep the nose inflated. So add a hum. Do this in your chest voice, in your speaking voice for now. And if you did it successfully, 3 tries, okay? 3 tries, and then say, oh, maybe it doesn't work. Keep trying a little bit more. And then once you add the voice, go up and down, go to your falsetto, and try to keep the nose inflation. So you might lose it once you switch to falsetto. You might crack abruptly. That's fine. Try it at least 3 times, and then say, okay, this is working, this is not working, I need to work more on it, or oh yeah, this is definitely working. So keeping it inflated, even on the falsetto. That is falsetto up there. That tiny little Mickey Mouse hoodie falsetto. You have to find it there as well. The nose inflation will help us connect the registers as well. So why are we learning nose inflation with air? They are very connected, and the air slightly changes when we add the nasal resonance. So we are learning them together because that also gives you relaxation, and that changes your airflow. So nasal resonance, relaxation in the throat change how your airflow works. And if you don't have those, yeah, sure, you're supporting, but you're not used to like moving the right air. So this is really positioning our voice in the most perfect placement, whatever that is, and just get used to that. And we just sing with this for some time, 2-3 weeks, before we open for words, because that way we train the mind and the brain, the body, to like say, oh, I'm gonna make a sound, let me just support and relax and open my soft palate. So really cool stuff. So you can do the S up and down on scales, on songs, on depends if you're a voice actor, like you can just go through your script like that as well. Like just think you're reading, but just hold the like as if you're reading. For songs, don't stop, don't add an H to the S or to the uvular trill or lip trill, like whatever exercise. When you're doing the nose inflation or whatever exercise, don't like don't do that. That would be one line. So each line's words would be one big squishy word instead, like squished into one word. Don't separate the words in any way. Don't stop your air. Don't do an H. Don't stop the sound for each separate word. They are one word. And in between the lines, of course, inhale, please. But in between words, make them one big thing. We are singing. We want everything to flow. We're not going to be separating it. The S would be 20-30 seconds. That's fine with nose inflation. With voice. Without voice, it might be like 30 plus. Great. With voice, it might be 20. That's also good. 20-30. And then again, you can stop the video at any point and check and like write these down. The next exercise would be a uvular trill. So we're going to be combining the uvular trill with the nose inflation. So what is the uvular trill? What does it help with? It helps with removing your tongue root tension. So if you touch underneath here, maybe you've noticed when you go to extreme high notes or low notes, this starts pushing down like a frog. Or sometimes even like when you're speaking, if you touch it, it sometimes gets hard. So especially on the E vowel, maybe. Or ooh. Okay, so once we sing, we don't want this. This is stopping our resonance. It makes us feel the voice down here, and we want to feel the voice up here instead. So this will help us remove that tension. They make us leak air. And that is okay. So forget everything about support. I mean, basically, don't worry about it. Just inhale higher, try to keep support, but uvular trills do make you leak air. That is okay. They're very hard to support on. That's okay, as long as we don't have the tension. So it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, like, you should be able to do it for like, 10 seconds? Something like that. And that is completely fine. Or less. I mean, if it's like 3 seconds, come on. Like, inhale higher, try to keep the feeling of that. But 10 is plenty. So what is the uvular trill? It's a gargle. If you can't do that right off the bat, if you can't copy me, my uvular trill is a bit quicker because my uvula is short. So yours might be longer and your uvular trill might sound like a tongue trill, but that would still for you be a uvular trill. So let's get to the uvular trill. So it's somewhere, it's in the back of your, it's like a g. It's in between g and h. So if you slide your tongue between g and h, your uvular trill is somewhere there waiting for you. Again, you don't need a lot of air for it, although it might make you leak air. So try to use less air. Try not to shove. Again, in singing, we never need to do that at all. Again, inhaling, keeping things in. And let's add voice with that. So humming, basically. And then let's combine it with the nose inflation. That's the hard part. So again, I'm gonna zoom in. we're not this close this time. So try to get the nose inflation on the uvular trill. Then add your voice. And go up and down without losing the nose inflation. The nose inflation is the most obvious for the S and the other three consonants and the uvular trill. So for other exercises like the lip trill that we will do today, it is not as obvious. So again, uvular trill, across words for your mega low notes. That's how you extend mega high notes. In falsetto, again, we will make falsetto sound imitate the sound of chest voice. So this is your whole voice. Like, just, this is relaxed. Let it be relaxed. Don't ever push chest voice up where it's uncomfortable. And like I said, it especially happens above G3. So that's the uvular trill. Again, on songs, let me just sing the beginning of a song. That's how you want to do it. Inhale again. And make sure not to lose it anywhere. If it makes you sneeze, if your nose starts dripping, you probably have nose problems, keep doing it. It might actually help you long term. Like, it might open up your nose and you might be able to breathe easier. When I was sick, that's how I cleansed my nose and I could breathe again. So uvular trills are like really cool. Not just a vocal exercise, but they do stuff. So they help us expand low notes and they help us expand high notes, like remove this tension. So if you touch for a uvular trill, touch underneath your tongue, it won't push down if you had the tongue root tension. If it still pushes down and you hear the uvular trill sound, that is jaw tension. So for that, touch behind and here, so this here and here, and try to keep these relaxed. So jaw tension looks like this. These lines here and here. You would know if you have it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, great. Keep going. Okay, that's the uvular trill. Then we have the lip trill. So for the lip trill, it's hard to do nose inflation, hard to feel it. So we have things to check that for us. So for the lip trill, please always hold your lips. So don't spread, don't squish, not up and there, just where they are, and not exactly on the edge, but a little bit farther. And the only movement you're allowed to do is the bottom lip going up like you're sad. Just that. Relax the top lip. And we're inhaling, keeping the air in again. Same feeling as from holding your breath. Same feeling as the S. We're looking for a slow lip trill. If you tensed up your top lip or you're shoving too much air, let me show you. If you tense your top lip, it's going to become quicker. It's going to be like something like that. And that, we can't really hear the voice from there, from that sound. So the other wrong way to do it is too much air. So there's like a hissing sound with the lip trill. We don't want that either. We want something that is quieter than the voice. So once we add the voice, so, and you can hear the voice very well. Let's go chest voice to falsetto again. We are talking about a register here, and we're going to make this register, head voice, imitate the sound of chest voice. That is what the best singers are doing. So let's go low to high. Again, transition to falsetto, just where your voice wants to. Don't think too hard about it, but don't bring chest voice too high, especially above C4. So you can hear the voice very clearly, and that's what we're going to start with. And now, adding the nose inflation to the lip trill. Super hard. Maybe super hard. So let's try it together. So we need to hold the lips always, because once we add the nose inflation, it's hard to do nose inflation if you don't hold the lips. So this is a two-hand operation. Lip trill, nose. Try to hum, try to send air into your nose. And again, you don't need more air to get the nose inflation. You just need to open that thing in the back. That is me like closing and then opening in the nose. It's not a k, it's a in the nose, and you will feel that thing opening. So we want that to be open. That's where your soft palate is. So let's try hum with lip trill. So you might start without Try first lip trill only. Hear where you feel it. Hear where you hear it. Feel where you feel it. And then let's add the nose inflation. It would go up. It should go up. You should hear your voice a bit louder, boomier. And if you're unsure if you did it, you can release the nose. And if you go into a hum, if your lip trill stops and fails, then you did it right. So let me show you. It would do that. If it keeps trilling, then if it keeps trilling, then it did nothing. So you have to, it would stop. And that's the way to check. So again, up and down. And it would again either continue if you didn't do it, or stop if you did have it. So that's what we're looking for. Check for your low notes and for your high notes, and then just remember the feeling and the sound and do that. That's the thing. Lip trills, again, songs, scales, whatever you want. And don't stop the lip trill for words like this. So again, one big thing, instead of, don't do any of those things. We don't need that. One line, one word. Don't think of separate words. One big word. That would be about 20 seconds. 20 seconds is nice. 15 to 20 seconds of this. Being able to hold it for that long means you are doing something right. Again, if you have questions, please ask about support. Again, there's no major squeeze, no major push. So let's feel what that is. Let's go up and down. Let's go low to high. Only low to high. Chest to falsetto. And you might feel something in your stomach going low to high. But you're not like thinking about it. You're not squeezing. So just that. Just that. Something in the stomach goes low to high. That's your low abs. But don't think about them. Like don't worry about it. Just trust the lip trill and the inhaling and finding that pressure. And then high to low. So again, something in the stomach went high to low. So that's your side ribs. They're here. And for now, this. So for low notes, you might have noticed, maybe we need a bit more side ribs. For high notes, we need a little bit more low abs. For later, we might manually engage these things for a specific purpose. But right now, we are letting it flow. We are getting comfortable, most comfortable. We're learning your most comfortable range within the perfect placement. So the lip trill is what we're going to modify once we are ready. So give the lip trill with nose inflation 1-2 weeks. If you're unsure if you're doing it right, if you're unsure you're doing the song right, send a recording. Send recordings, ask. Do this for 1-2 weeks. All of these things that we covered today are the baseline exercises for everyone. And from there we grow. So the uvular trill ensures you don't have tension. The S is just a way to feel the nose inflation. We don't really need it, but it's just a way to get to it. And then the lip trill is the way to find the resonance later on. It's an exercise that I've created, and you'll see how it works once you come to a lesson in 1 or 2 weeks. So once you're ready, 1 or 2 weeks, with these things, I don't want you to have to think hard about any of these things. So not having to think hard about breathing, not having to think hard about the nose inflation, not having to think hard about how to start the lip trill. The uvular trill, if it's iffy, if you can't find it always, that's okay. But we really need the lip trill. And if you're unsure if you have like jaw, tongue tension underneath the lip trill, we have to remove that too. So you can combine lip and uvular trill, but also you can monitor the lip trill. So with these fingers, you can touch underneath the tongue to make sure it's not pushing down and when you're making sounds. And then the other way is combining lip and uvular trill. If that works, do that. So let's combine them, lip trill with nose, and then halfway add the uvular trill. Your nose will expand more. Let me show you. So you're gonna sound like a tractor once you add the uvular trill. So yeah, and do that on scales and songs if your tongue root is very engaged. That is for like extreme cases. But usually, yes, you can combine those. Sometimes it works better. Sometimes if you can't find the uvular trill alone, when you try with the lip trill, it works better. Combining more things makes it easier. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it works for some. And then let's prepare for once you come to my lessons. So we need to start preparing the tongue. So you're going to be basically practicing for these 1-2 weeks until you come to a lesson. You're going to be practicing proper inhalation, support, keeping the air in, no squeezing. And then getting used to the nose inflation with lip trill and uvular trill with nose inflation, up and down. Get used to transitioning between chest and falsetto. Let it happen. Don't think too much about it. Don't push chest voice up. Just slide. Let it slide. And on songs, let it do what it wants. Crack all over the place. Whatever you want. Whatever it wants to do. Don't say, oh, I need chest voice up there. We will make falsetto chesty with the resonance, with the tongue stuff. So let's do the tongue things. So bring a mirror or your phone's front camera. Let's pull it out. You can stop the video. Do that right now. We need to see your tongue. You need to see your tongue in real time, how it moves. So if you just... It's very hard to do without a mirror, basically. So the first tongue shape, we're going to do two tongue position, and then we're going to practice switching between them. And you will see later where that comes into play. But for now, don't do anything with it. Just get used, just practice switching. So we need the first tongue position. Tongue position number 1 is a tall tongue. So we need it to be pointy and tall. I'm going to zoom in again. Hello. So pointy, like you're pointing at something. And like it's flat, pointy. And then I'm lowering my jaw. I'm not biting it. I'm going to lift the middle of my tongue. I'm going to bring the sides in to touch my top teeth. So that might be weird. I'm not biting again. I'm not doing this. That is cheating. If you do that, if you catch yourself doing that, lower the jaw. So technically, you can lower your jaw all the way down and touch your top teeth with that middle back of your tongue. So how to do this, that might be very hard. Give it a go. This takes time to get good at. So this is fine. That's why we're starting from now. So that when the time comes for us to do it, we are prepared. So again, pointy and then tall. And here's from the front. We're bringing the sides in, touching the top teeth. That is position 1. Now, position 2 is the complete opposite. So we need that as well. The complete opposite would be the sides going out and up, but the middle staying down. That, again, not just the front. We need the back too. All the way back. That needs to be happening as well. And that is preparing us to do the ultimate tongue position. Which is I'm going to over-exaggerate it. Okay? One student called it clam tongue, and I really like that. So let me show you. The ultimate tongue position. Don't do it right now. Don't worry about it. We're just... Eventually, you will be able to do it. But for now, just practice switching between the first and the second position. So doing that. Just practicing just the movement. Just do that. That is separate practice from your singing practice. I mean, you can do it throughout the day. You can do it in the beginning and the ending of your routine, but you will not be doing it while you're singing at the moment. So the ultimate tongue position is an over-exaggeration of what the best singers are doing. Like when they open their mouth, they have like this weird tongue shape. Like how the hell did they do it, right? I couldn't do it forever. And then I practiced and I found it. And it actually boosts your resonance. But don't worry about that right now. Let me show you the clam shape. So it is split in the front, pulled up, like tall in the back middle, but also split in the back middle. So you can practice that if you want. Some of you can do it straight up, like automatically, but I mean not automatically, but some of you might be able to do it from the beginning. That's fine, but that's too much. So we do need to focus on transitioning between the two, instead of like this one. But this is kind of the really over exaggerated way to do the tongue shape. But we're tucking the front down. We're like pulling, like squishing it, and we're lifting. Like we need this. This is especially important. Again, don't worry about it. I'm already giving you too much information. I don't want to confuse you. So just practice between the first and the second tongue positions. I think that's it. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, to summarize, get better at inhaling up here. Again, not lifting the shoulders, but side ribs, upper belly, this, not lower belly. You might feel the back a little bit too. That's fine. So that's the first thing. Get used to inhaling properly, keeping the air in properly, like you just heard me do. No squeezing, no pushing, nose inflation, uvular trill, lip trill with nose inflation. And I wrote the corresponding seconds as well, and I will have this written down as well. This crash course to find your mixed voice, your most comfortable place, your voice, your sounding voice. So you're not going to sound like someone else. You're going to sound like your speech habits. So when we do this exercise, like the lip trill with nose, that is going to be the perfect placement. And we will, once we open for words, so you're not singing words yet. You're just doing 1-2 weeks of only these exercises, no words. Because if you start doing words, it's gonna crumble. And I don't want you getting discouraged either. So send recordings, ask questions. There was something I wanted to say, but I forgot. That's fine. You need to be consistent with these first before we do other things. If you're unsure if you're doing them right, come to a lesson. We will make sure you are. Come to a lesson, like give them like 3, 5, 4, 5, something like a week. And if they're still not working the way I'm like saying they should be working, come to a lesson. Of course. Oh yeah, you're gonna end up with your voice. If you go up there, like in your tiny hoodie falsetto, once we add the resonant vowels, you will sound like yourself. It will not sound like someone else. And if your goal is to sound, I really want to sound like The Weeknd or Ariana Grande, like we can do that. But first, let's get used to your voice, like your most like comfortable habits, which are from your speech, and later we will modify your tone very easily. Actually, it's very easy, but later. Right now, we just, what is this? How does this work? We are an alien. We just got this human body, and this is how to start making the most efficient, easy, sustainable, amazing sounds, chestiest, whatever sounds ever. So let's do that and report back, ask questions. I might update, make another video if there's too many questions on something. Again, ask questions. Free lessons, come to the free lessons, super important. And again, I didn't say this, but I've been saying it everywhere. I do not hold back any information from my paid lessons to my free, from the free lessons. So there's no change in information, but we do get less time on free lessons. So it's just hard to like go over everything that we need to. Like even this video was like 15 minutes. Yeah. Sorry about that. But this is the base. Anything else I'm missing? Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Paid lessons are better because we get more time. That's the thing. And we get we're able to personalize more. Like I'm able to make your own practice routine, just make things a lot easier. So for now, work on these things. Don't add power. Don't do dynamics. We're just learning how to make sounds. And this is actually for everyone, regardless if you're advanced or a complete beginner. This is how to remove, like if anything on your neck shows up, let me know. We have to fix that. See on what exercise it doesn't show up. This is just the best way to remove any tension. Like if you're having trouble with high notes, this is it. I understand you might be like an advanced singer, you've been singing for years. Chest voice just, I mean, it's like either too yelly or too breathy and it's tense and you can't get it to work. We will make it work this way. So we're not gonna pull chest voice up, we're gonna switch to falsetto, make it imitate the sound of chest voice. So yeah, we want to start, I think, with the floppy voice. So if you can't find that Mickey Mouse thing, ask questions, send a recording, and come to a lesson. Like falsetto. If you can't find your falsetto, come to a lesson. And if it's like uncomfortable, if there's lines on your neck when you do it, come to a lesson. Have fun. I will see you around the server. Yeah, I can't wait to see you. But this is long overdue, and I'll be hopefully soon updating the rest of the server. So yeah, enjoy. Yeah, that's all you need to work on. Super easy stuff, right? And then questions time. Take care. Bye bye. I also forgot to say, support me on Patreon. Wow, you get access to a super secret fan server where I will be more active soon. With I'll be doing like kind of Mia okays. So there's a kitty. Kind of where I sing, and you guys can see my practice routine, or just yeah, we can probably sing together like a karaoke. And then with Chris, we might be playing a game, or I might be playing a game alone, and you also get access to maybe some earlier YouTube videos as well. So yeah, that helps me support the whole system. While I have paid students, I am doing Discord completely for free, and the support stuff, like the Patreon support, is the only support I'm getting for that work. So please consider supporting me there as well. I have hired staff to help me with doing the server only. So yeah, it would be nice. I made the community, the Vocaria server, like the super secret fan server, on Patreon, because I missed having a small tiny community where we can just talk and share stuff, and it's not being weird when people don't really know who you are. And generally, while there is a change in me, it's still hard to like share stuff out there, you know. So I prefer a more private place, and that is that server where we can be together, like a little bit more. Like before, when this community was really small, I had friends, like you know, like it was really fun, and I missed that. So let's make it happen. Join the community. Let's go. Let's make a small, tiny little community where we all know each other, and we're like, oh yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, again, thanks.